With all kinds of genres always offering up a fresh experience for anime fans around the world at every turn, most people's attachment to the anime ends up depending on how much you appreciate what the main character is all about. Today, we shall be taking a look at the top 10 anime where the main character is humiliated, but after finding magic and power, he becomes overpowered. Number 10, End Ride. First up, we have an adventurous anime centralized around a 15-year-old junior high school student named Shun Asanagi. The main plot consists of him being isekai'd into the world of Indra, beside a prince of said world that goes by the name Emilio. The plot follows Shun and Emilio as Shun tries to find his way back home, and in the process, the two work together to help Emilio complete his revenge against the current reigning king, Delzine. Many consider this anime to be genuine in its own ways, and the plotline is straightforward and simple, which is partially its charm. The characters and their development are definitely noteworthy, and their journey is quite the emotional roller coaster. Number 9, Fox Spirit Matchmaker.
你说是不是？
Up next, we have an anime centralized around the divine dynamic between humans and near-immortal yokai. While love exists between the two factions, the inevitable death of humans caused a rift to appear between everlasting love. However, the solution for this is to use the services of a fox spirit matchmaker in order for the reincarnated human to be brought together with their past love. This show is a literal representation of love that lasts for generations. The development of each presented character is a charming point of this particular anime. With an amazing art style and overall mastery and execution with its presentation, Fox Spirit Matchmaker is definitely an anime that deserves your time. Number 8, Yona of the Dawn. The next anime on our list is based on the popular manga of the same name, written by Mizuho Kusunagi. The story has us following Princess Yona as she lives a life of luxury and ease. However, due to political events and murder, she finds her life threatened. This exposes her to the state of the real world, which is filled with poverty and corruption. Her only guide was a mysterious legend. The story takes important tropes from other coming-of-age stories and uses them efficiently to make an enjoyable experience for the viewer. This anime definitely deserves your attention. Number 7, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle. Up next, we have an anime that is made by the same studio responsible for the popular Dot Hack series. The plot follows a boy named Xiaoren, who finds his childhood friend, Princess Sakura, making an appearance in an excavation site with mysterious wings on her back. When the wings disperse into many feathers and disappears, he figures out that she lost her memory because of it. The story has us following Xiaoren and his eventual friends on a quest to save Sakura's life and restore her memories. While the anime notoriously has a slow start, it gets interesting with each episode as the story starts to unfold. The art style and the characters make the anime considerably more of a worthwhile watch. Number 6, Taboo Tattoo. Taboo Tattoo follows a middle schooler named Seigi as he finds himself involved in an attempt to save a homeless man from being picked on by street thugs. Because of Seigi's help, the man blesses Seigi with a strange tattoo on his palm, which is secretly a weapon produced during the arms race between America and the Serenistan Kingdom. Seigi finds himself in hot water as many interesting parties are after his life and the tattoo, leaving him to fend for himself. While some critique the story to be somewhat generic, if you're a fan of anime with a fair share of hot-blooded fighting action, this should definitely be on your watch list. Number 5, Rising of the Shield Hero. Next, we have an anime which recently gained quite the reputation. It's an isekai anime held in the kingdom of Melaramark as 4 people who were brought to be heroes that respectively held a sword, shield, bow, and spear. Our main character is Naofumi Iwatani, an otaku who was given the duty of being the shield hero. However, due to being backstabbed by his own companion from the very start, we follow the story as Naofumi works hard on gaining back his reputation and growing stronger in a world that ridiculed him. While isekai anime are everywhere, Rising of the Shield Hero has a charm above all else. The main character was set off from the get-go in such a unique fashion that those who watch the anime cannot help but get attached to the story. It's definitely worth your time. Number 4, The Idan Chronicles. Up next, we have an entry that sparked a lot of conversation within the internet, whether it can be counted as an anime or as an anime-styled web series. However, it still made an impact upon those who watched it. The story takes place in the land of Idan, where a necromancer named Ashron had taken over with an army of flying snakes. The main character, Jack, works together with the aspiring witch Victoria in order to fight against the tyranny and restore peace once more. This is one series that I would recommend you watch in English dub, as it is more consistent. With decent animation and an interesting story, this show will provide a unique experience as many other Netflix animated series have been able to provide for you. Number 3, is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Who doesn't like an adventurous tale that hails from the same studio that brought Shokugeki no Soma and Toradora for us all? The story is centralized around a young boy named Belcranal, as he works towards becoming the greatest adventurer in the land. An encounter with the goddess Hestia brings him closer towards achieving this, as he starts exploring the deep monster-filled catacombs of the city known by many as the Dungeon. It is a time-tested genre of anime, and with this entry, it manages to bring plenty new onto the table. And trust me, even if you don't like the adventure, you'll love the harem. Number 2, The Heroic Legend of Arslan. Up next, we have another kingdom-centric anime. The story takes place in the kingdom of Pars, as it follows Arslan, the young prince. In his very first time on the battlefield, he attempts to prove his valor, but finds himself failing as the king was betrayed by one of his trustees. This forces Arslan to run away. We follow him as he sets off on a journey of growth, as he finds allies that will eventually help him reclaim the home that he lost once more. With amazing visuals and a story that manages to bring some new flavor, it is a series that is centralized around war and personal development, especially for our young main character. This is one anime that will hold your attention if you give it a chance. Number 1, Our Feretta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest. Finally, at the number 1 spot on our list, we have Our Feretta. This anime is centered around the 17-year-old otaku, Hajime Nagumo, as he was summoned alongside his classmates into a fantasy world and was given the responsibility to save the world. However, while his friends had all kinds of powerful abilities, he only gained an inferior transmutation skill. After being betrayed by his own friend, Hajime finds himself trapped in an abyss where he meets all kinds of people that join him on his journey to find a way back home, as he grows strong over time. It's an anime that manages to stand on its own feet in a world where isekai are basically copy and paste versions of one another. That and the fact that the protagonist goes from weak to strong at such a rapid pace makes this anime